everybody, this is Black Rhino Ranger. Here I am doing yet another commentary on my Skylanders animations. This time we're doing Dragonstein, my Skylander take on the classic Mary Shelley horror novel Frankenstein. Originally, the story was going to have some dialogue, and the story was going to be a mixture of both the novel of Mary Shelley, I actually have read the novel, as well as a bit of Aladdin mixed in. But and I had most of the dialogue recorded and stuff, but I was running out of, but unfortunately the people I asked to send the dialogue, they came in a bit too late, and I needed to cut, and I had not much time to do any animating as I was away in a place and stuff, because I had to learn. At the time I went to this autistic place where I had to learn how to be more independent. And I didn't have a lot of time to do some animating, so this is the best I could do during that time. So here is Cinder with her phone, and one trait aside from my animations, aside from having Cinder as a sort of a canker sister to Spyro, I mean, she to Spyro is like the canker sister to Ed's. That's one of the traits I gave to Cinder, being a bit obsessive with Spyro. Another trait I gave to Cinder is that she's the modern day girl. She's the one who goes, what's the latest trend? What's the latest thing? What's the latest fad and stuff like that. While most of the other Skylanders, they just like to be a bit more timeless or like to look at some oldie stuff. So in fact, Cinder and alongside Coco are the only characters in my Skylanders universe with a cell phone. Everybody else either has a flip phone, a regular telephone, either buttoned or with a rotary thing, etc. Or even even one of them has an Alexander Graham prototype. So anyways, Cinder is just listening to Despacito, Basito. Now that one at the time became the most viewed video on YouTube, beating Gundam Style. Although Gundam Style still held that record for 5 years. I wonder if Baby Shark might beat that record in a few years. So she starts listening to it. And then, Spyro grabs onto it and eats the phone. I'll be honest, I wasn't gigantic on Despacito myself, so Spyro basically enforced her to write a classic novel with an ink, quill, and stuff in the novel. She's trying to figure out what to do writing it. Several hours later, she started sleeping, and then she comes into a dream. In fact, some say that a dream is what got Mary Shelley the idea of Frankenstein. She dreamt about a doctor with the Frankenstein monster parts and stuff. Originally, this scene was supposed to be based on the Legends of the Hidden Temple take on Mary Shelley, where legend has it, perhaps she didn't make it. She didn't create it. One night, during a storm, she went seeking a tavern from the storm. Let me rephrase that. One night, seeking refuge from the storm, Mary Shelley entered a dark tavern. Moments later, a hulking shadow figure sat down next to her. "Beware," says the hulking figure. "Where? Beware," says Mary Shelley. No, you don't understand me." Mary shifted as his raspy voice rattled out the story of a terrifying monster that terrorized a small German village. He was brought down to Earth by an evil doctor, a foreign pediatrician in Bavaria. From his ragged coat, he drew out an old and yellowing manuscript. "Another monster will never be created, for now you hold the secret. Guard it well." Lightning flashed, and Mary Shelley got the glimpse of a horrifying scarred face. Then the hulking shadow disappeared into the night, and her heart raced as she read the cover, "The Secrets of Life and Death by Victor von Frankenstein." Shelley wrote the novel and kept the secret diary hidden away until it eventually made its way to the temple. Your quest is to find the mysterious manuscripts of Mary Shelley and bring it back here. So that was the original. Um, that was originally what was supposed to be in this version of Dragonstein. Was what was happening. But then I decided to just have it straight on with Cinder, her playing the part of Dr. Victoria Frankenstein. By the way, just to let you know, Frankenstein is the name of the creator, while Frankenstein's monster is the monster. Some say that the monster adopted the name of Frankenstein by his creator, and some say he's Adam, like Frankenstein was playing God with Adam and Eve, and some even call him Adam Frankenstein. And then a cockroach is on his grave, got struck by lightning, and he's dead. He got struck by lightning again, he's alive, just dizzy. 2 Easter eggs. This was inspired by Ice Age Collision Course when Sid's grandma got struck by lightning, died, and then she got resurrected again through lightning. That was one of the few chuckle-worthy moments in Ice Age Collision Course. And it's also the last Ice Age film to be made by Blue Sky before they closed down. Not their last movie though. There's Adventures of Buck Wild, and there's bound to be some more coming in the future by another studio. Where's that meteorite where when you need it? Anyways, the other Easter egg is the hiccup. It was provided by the late Mel Blanc. It was actually used from Gideon's hiccuping in Pinocchio. And Cinder thought, what if I make something out of this? So she dug up the grave, the coffin changed its wording. She starts stitching the thing. Now you're probably wondering, why doesn't Cinder use her own electricity? It's part of her dream. She just got sidetracked, I guess. The hand thing, look, it's moving, it's alive! A little bit of a Rick and Morty-ish look, I think. And it looks like that Frankenstein monster looks familiar. But it says here, we detest monsters. There are two implications for this. Either the monster burnt the city, or the villagers themselves burned it out of fear, comfort, and denial. And all that's left is the hand. Now what's she gonna do? Is it a gun? Is it a rope? Is it poison? Or is it a DVD of Where the Dead Go to Die? And she basically ended her life. Don't worry, it was all just a dream. So she starts writing it down, get all the ideas, and Cinder and Spiral's like, yeah, I approve. So she starts selling the... Oh wait, I forgot a little Easter egg I forgot earlier, so let me just rewind that part again. Here it is. It says here, Dragonstein by Cindy Shelley, like Mary Shelley. It's a pen name. So perhaps she could start selling the books. Dragonstein Bookstand is a bookstore and cafe. And it seems a lot of people are not interested. There's only one customer. Now this human over here, he's too busy focusing on himself. This other human-like being is focusing on her mirror, and this rat just focusing on his tablet. She's angry that the book didn't sell well, so Spiral gave him her phone back. Then decides to listen to Despacito, but then Spiral puts on Valadeo. I was thinking about using Bambaleo, but I think thanks to the Peanuts movie and Sing by Illumination, that joke was kind of a little too overdone. I wanted to choose a different Gypsy King song. By the way, in case you're wondering what the original script was, I have a link to that in the description. So the version I wanted to do was a bit more. It started off as a play, like doing the Salem Witch Trials. Cinder was a part of the cast, but then there was a bit of an interruption. She was using her phone, and everybody's like angry that there's using the phone in the 1600s. A bit of a Shakespeare reference. So Spiral's like, why don't you do something that's a bit more timeless, rather than doing something that panders to this day and age? So Cinder basically was enforced to try and write something timeless, but she couldn't think of any, so she starts sleeping. And inside, and she had a dream that the mysterious figure starts talking to Cinder about this with this manuscript thingy and stuff like that. And then when Cinder starts reading it, she wakes up and starts writing the novel. And then within the novel of Frankenstein, it's during the Victorian days. Her fiance passed away of a brief illness and left her bitter. And Spike from My Little Pony cameo, and she greeted her by saying, "Dr. Dragonstein, I presume. Shall we dance?" The narrator was originally supposed to be a female, like Cinder's narration, but then somebody asked me, can it not be based on David Ogen Stiers' narration in Beauty and the Beast? I was like, okay. But again, I didn't have enough time to add in the voices, so I had to make it all silent. So after the novel stuff, the perfect monsters... And then she finally gets the thing made. So Cinder finally tries to get her book published, but then she gets kicked out. She's like, what, was it the DVD scene? But the publisher says, no, it glorifies necrophilia, and no one's into mixed match monsters. Vampires sell more. Did I mention this was also inspired by the Simpsons episode The Book Job, where they write a troll novel as vampires were getting overdone, but the people who published the book, they doctored it back to vampires. And Spyro was like, I see you. He's like, oh, it's a pretty good book, but I see the ending is kind of depressing. I say let the citizens accept the monster existence and congratulate Dr. Frankenstein for making the impossible happen, and then it's a happy ending. So then Cinder is sad, but then Spyro decides to publish the book himself. In fact, he managed to get the book sold and stuff. But unfortunately, Spyro had to make a sacrifice. He had to put his face on it instead of Cinder's. Now, as for Trigger Happy, he didn't do very well. He tries to sell his comic book farm. He's like, What do you mean you won't be accepting the retailing of the Salem witch trial in comic book form? It might cause controversy for those who are witches. Some of them are customers. Don't want any negative reviews in my bookshop. But it's a retelling of the classic story. Yeah, well, whatever we see is acceptable or unacceptable change over time for the better or worse. Make a story about dirt sharks loving mangoes or roast pheasant, you got an angry Bob outside your front door. I don't understand. Yeah, she gets her story. Well, why not my story? I guess history isn't for everyone. Jake, some people prefer things that pander to them at this day and age. Maybe I should make a TV series about those weird helicopter propellers on the tip of people's hands. In case you don't know what that refers to, that's those fidget spinners. And Spyro's like, oh boy, after a movie about the imitation hieroglyphics, I don't think this will end well. Of course, I'm talking about the Emoji Movie. Dragonstein came out the same year as the Emoji Movie. I've had a feeling, had I made this a little later, I'd probably do something I probably would include something Owl House related with the Salem Witch Trial thing. Anyways, that's my commentary on Dragonstein. You can read the original script. It's in the description. And thank you for joining me on this. I hope you've enjoyed this video.